This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hey guys, Big Paul here today with another video. I've got a good one for you today. This is about Sustanon. Is Sustanon the best testosterone you can take? We're going to dig into it in just 1 minute. This is one I get asked all the time, and it's mostly the old guys. I don't think the young guys get so hung up on it, but, hey, bro, I want to take Sustanon. Sustanon's the best testosterone. That's what I've heard. And I even hear the old pros like Jay Cutler, Dorian, and all these guys talking about Sustanon. And it seems to have a legendary reputation of being the best testosterone. And I even heard one pro, I can't remember, talking about it, how he liked it a lot because he said when he would cycle off, he didn't lose his gains. And he did with other forms of testosterone. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, dude, the fucking reason you didn't lose any gains is because the esters that are in it, it has the decanate ester in it. They're in your system for like a couple months. So you're still on. That's why, it goes back to this whole bro logic thing that that some of the old pros had, where you had to cycle on and off with the androgen receptor down regulation. And then they talk about, when I took Sustanon, I didn't lose my gains when I cycled off. Well, no fucking shit, you didn't lose your gains because you're still on it. It's in your system for a couple months. Oh man, some of these guys, they just blow me away. Like how, especially like the bodybuilders from the '90s. I heard a podcast recently, and with it was Milo Sarchev, Flex Wheeler, Dennis James. Oh God, I don't remember who the other person was that was on it, but it was just stunning to me. Now Milos is very smart. He knows everything inside and out when it comes to gear, but it just blew me away that, like Flex Wheeler was talking about how he never took Tren, but he took Parabolin, and I'm like, dude, Parabolin is fucking Tren. It's the same fucking thing. It's just a different ester. So these guys clearly had no idea what esters were and how esters work. And I've talked about this ad nauseum, and I feel like it just needs to be reminded over and over and over again that the ester does not change the fundamental properties of the hormone. The fundamental properties of the underlying hormone are still the same. Testosterone is testosterone is testosterone, whether it's cypionate, whether it's decanate, whether it's enanthate, whether it's, Sustanon, it doesn't matter. It's still fucking testosterone. The only thing that changes with the ester is the half-life and how long it takes for it to eliminate from your system and how long it takes for it to peak. And of course, Sustanon is a blend of various testosterones, and dudes like to talk about, well, it's got a fast-acting testosterone in it, so it hits you quick. Well, if you look at it, I think 250 milligrams of Sustanon only has 30 milligrams of test prop in it. I mean, it's like almost nothing. So I don't know. It's mostly longer acting esters when you actually look at the breakdown of it. So that logic doesn't stand. But here's my thing: if you like Sustanon and you think Sustanon gives you better results, then just take fucking Sustanon. But it's not better than any other testosterone. It isn't. It's the same thing. And probably the reason why you still felt it after you came off is because it's still in your system. You weren't off of it. It didn't clear your system as fast as like taking test prop does. I forget which old school bodybuilder it was. I heard talking about like some 90s pro talking about, I never liked taking test prop because I lost all my gains when I came off, and I'm like, dude, you lost all your gains because it's cleared out of your system in like a week. So you weren't actually off of testosterone when you were taking Sustanon because of the long acting esters. But on the other hand, when you took test prop, it cleared your system quickly, so you actually were off. That's what happens when you're actually off. So And this kind of goes back to my whole thing on the blasting and cruising thing again, and just how, it just makes more sense to blast and cruise if you're serious about bodybuilding, and not to have these hormonal ups and downs, and then you don't have to worry about the ester. So just something to keep in mind. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you on this one. If you want to talk about your experiences with Sustanon, if you want to tell me why I'm wrong and why you think Sustanon is better, put it in the comment section below. And while you're doing that, hit that subscribe button too. I'd really appreciate it. I get a lot of people watching my channel. Not that many subscribing, unfortunately, and I'd really appreciate it if you took the time to subscribe. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.